How to build the perfect PropStream list in 2024 for finding wholesaling real estate deals. What I want to do today is give you a complete roadmap and guide to actually use PropStream, aka listrei.com, for you to have success in your wholesaling real estate business. The truth is, PropStream to this day is still one of the best ways to actually go find off-market wholesaling real estate deals. What I want to show you today is my complete roadmap for you to find the best wholesaling deals possible with the power of PropStream. You are going to see a lot of talk about the word listrei.com and PropStream when I say them together. The reason why I say listrei.com a lot is because listrei.com is the website where you can actually get a free 7-day trial to PropStream, and it makes it really simple and easy. So if you do want to try out PropStream for free, just go to listrei.com. Now, I'm not here to waste your time or go on a full 3-hour tirade tutorial on PropStream because I definitely can. What I want to do right now is just show you how to find great wholesaling real estate opportunities for wholesaling success. So sharing my screen here, this is basically what happens when you sign up for listrei.com. You kind of get this whole tab here, you get a whole United States map, and really when it comes to pulling a good list, this is what we have to do. Now, our first decision here is figuring out what niche we need. What niche do we have in wholesaling? What kind of list? What are we going after? Because really using this is going to be very daunting for a lot of people. Let's go into San Antonio, for example, and see what we can do here. So I'm going to go to San Antonio, Texas, and things are going to start popping up. San Antonio is a big market, good wholesaling market, a lot of great deals here, and we see a lot of stuff going on. We see about 623,000 properties here. That's a lot. And there's a lot of buyers, liens, vacates. Like when you're going through this, there's a lot going on and it seems really confusing, really daunting. You're like, oh my gosh, what do I do here? So let's kind of talk about some lists that I really like right now on building it and show you kind of the filters that I always use. And so just a simple standard, let's say a virtual wholesaling list that is always going to work is the vacants. Now, most wholesalers, what they do is they click that little vacant button and they find all properties that are currently vacant, which is not terrible. No one's living in the property. Usually the US Postal Service, the USPS, they have that little green slip in there. Basically no one's in there. It's pretty good. It works. I like it. But you can definitely filter this out and actually have better results. And what we're going to do is clear all. We're going to go back in here and kind of do it the way that I like doing it for a lot of these lists. And these filters and the way I like pulling this type of list kind of will work all together for multiple ones. So let's talk about this. There is a quick list choice filter that has a lot of good stuff. And yes, we can get in all this today, but really, I don't want to click vacant here. What's basically going to do is just go into that standard vacant, like you click here in occupancy status, and that's what it's going to do. The problem is you're wasting a lot of time, resources, and probably wasting a lot of money on your skip tracing by doing this. So we got to filter this out just a little more. So we got vacant here. What I'm going to do is go to property characteristics and really go after properties that I want to wholesale. Now, I love land. I love doing commercial, love doing multifamily, but let's just stick to residential homes right now. I'm not looking to get crazy. I might want to keep townhouses and condos because those are pretty decent still in 2024 for wholesaling, and maybe some multifamily. It depends what you want. 2 to 4, I think, is going to be kind of the limit for you here. Year built, a lot of people don't know too much about this, but this will help you out a lot. If the year built is after really 2015, it's not going to be the best wholesaling deal. So I like to put at least year built 2015 on that. Usually if it's a newer house, we're going to put 2015 here on the max year built. Anything kind of after that, these are going to be kind of snowbirds or people living in multiple residences. But really, if it's a newer property, I've not found good wholesaling results. Some people like to skip the HOAs, keep the HOAs right now. That's not going to be a big deal. We're going to go here to MLS. Remember, there's a lot of people with vacants that actually, they leave the house, they get a job, and then they list on the market. And technically, it's a vacant property. And you're just wasting your time on this. So we don't want to do this. We're going to put on market. We're going to put no right here. Then we're going to go here to the next part. We got pre-foreclosure statuses. It doesn't really matter for us right now for this type of list. Years of ownership. Now, I get a lot of conflicting information from a lot of wholesalers about this. Personally, what I like is to live in the house for at least 2 to 3 years. Let's do 2 years because this is a standard list. When we're kind of do a kind of a bigger list, like I'm going to show you here, I do want it to be a lot longer. 3, 4, 5 years is definitely where you're going to see the bigger wholesaling deals, but at least 2 years is going to be fine here. Owner type, what I like to do is skip a lot of corporates. I don't know what to tell you, but like corporate properties are a lot harder to wholesale. So I do like to skip these. The truth is a lot of people that maybe invest in properties, hedge funds, other things, they'll buy the property with the corporation, leave it vacant while they're renovating it to flip it. Just taking that out. I remember when we're trying to get a good cold calling list, we have to niche it out the best we can. Why not getting rid of any potential good deals? This is something I like a lot here. Now, this is the really important part, number of properties owned. I do not want to talk to a seller that has more than 5 properties owned. If they own more than 5 houses, it's just not going to be a good wholesaling deal. You want to fight me on this, go fight me. Tell me how many people that own 15 properties you've wholesaled a deal from. I can tell you it's less than 50 for me. It's just not a ton. So we'd like to get rid of it. And then we kind of get even crazier, right? We got liens and stuff. We're going to skip that. Now, valuation, this is always my favorite. Now we got to figure out what estimated value we want to put on this property. Now in San Antonio, what I'm going to do is just search San Antonio median home price and figure out what that is. Just a quick Google search here on Zillow. It's going to say $251,545 is the median home price for San Antonio. This basically means here that we do not want properties that are above 350, 400 in this area. Now there definitely is, but we don't want to deal with too expensive of homes. So I'm probably gonna put 450 here just to be on the safe side. We want to deal with some crazy mega mansion type things and keep the price decent. Now, for most people, if you're looking for like a wholesaling list, ask your buyers we're looking to buy. They're probably going to be under 300. And so you can do that there too. And you can see there's a lot different. We can do 500 just to make it simple and easy, right? I don't want to deal with any crazier homes. We got 2,000 here. That's not bad. And then from there, equity percentage, I personally like at least 40% equity. Remember, I'm not here to do $2,000 or $3,000 deals. And that really reduces the list like crazy. And you got to remember here, if I reduce this to like the median home price at 250, you're not going to get a lot of homes here. You're going to get 1,000 and really like at such a, like this is a good niched out cold calling list to do. Let's leave that at like 425 maybe. Try to be nice here. Try to see where our buyers want to buy at. And honestly, this is a decent list right here. I mean, I think there's a lot of great data here and a lot of good wholesaling deals we can get from this. Now, if we're going to shift this over and maybe do a bigger list, right? What I like to do is like, let's say I'm doing a big direct mail listing here for San Antonio. I'm going to clear everything out and try to do this all over again. Let's say I want to be at a nice, I'm looking at, if I'm doing my company, if I'm going to virtually wholesale here, a big kind of thing, let's leave it like 10,000. That's a good one. Let's say I do a big cold calling push, just a nice big list where it's going to have a lot of equity. We don't know, there might not be an insane motivation, but high equity would be really good here if I'm doing a bigger, more scaled out operations. So what I'm going to do here is kind of go back. I'm going to leave it residential. I don't want to deal with land right now. Single family condo, 2 to 4. I'm not dealing with big multifamilies right now. That's just not best for wholesaling. So for this bigger high equity list, what we're going to do here is go to residential. I don't want to deal with any crazy properties. Leave the condos in there, 2 to 4. I don't do condos or multifamily over 5 units right now, just for a wholesaling operation. Max year built. Now, if I'm doing a bigger one, I'm going to leave that 2015 max. Some people want to keep it newer property. You go after it, but I think 2015 is good here. What we're going to go here is MLS, no on market at all. Let that load up. I don't care about pre-foreclosures, years of ownership. And now you might be mad at me. I'm going to put 5 here. If I'm spending a lot of money on direct mail or I'm doing an expensive campaign, we're leaving years of ownership at 5. Owner type, we're going to get rid of corporate. I like mixed. I don't really have a problem with mixed at all. Trusts are good too. Which older people in general, not bad here. Max property owned, we're going to leave that at 5. If you're really trying to thin out a list, I would probably leave it at like 3. But this is not bad here. But remember, we got 214,000. That's a lot here. What are we going to do, right? Go to valuation here. Let's say our buyer says, I don't want to buy anything more than 350. Let's put 350 on this for the max. Now, one thing too is sometimes you don't deal with really trash or like, I don't know, houses in a very rough area. Maybe put 25,000 the minimum value. There's just some really trash, nasty houses we don't want to deal with. We're at 148 here. Let's leave equity percentage. Let's do at least 60. Now, a lot of people don't like that, but I'll tell you 60% is a very, very, very good one to do. Now we're at 106,000 on this. This is insane. This is a big one. What do we do here? How do I get this more niched out? Because these are just high equity owners. We can do a lot of things. We can reduce the median home price, maybe bring it to like 270, and we can see a big reduction right here. And maybe reduce the number of properties owned. This is getting a little big here. And so we might want to push this out to 7 here just to reduce it more. And that's about 63,000. That's probably the best we're going to be at right here. And then maybe push that up to 65. And we're going to see is about 60,000. So that's a lot. San Antonio is a big market. It's about 10% of all homes there. That's actually a pretty big campaign. Now I'm going to send 60,000 mailers. Probably not. If I have to filter this out even more, I'm going to start going a little crazier on these zip codes. I'm going to get rid of zip codes that are not working for me or top areas. Now we see here, there's a lot of areas here we can be doing. What I'm going to say is from this kind of general list on top of this, we can niche it down. So I'm not sending 60,000 direct direct mail. So what I'm going to do instead here is change year built. Let's do 2012 or let's do 2010, for example here. Reduce that a little more here. Add, let's say, some pre-foreclosures on here. So notice of default list pendants. There's probably a texting list. We got 11 here. So the pre-foreclosure is not really working too well in here. Bring years of ownership back down to 5, and then add a tired landlord. And so what I can do here is just click tired landlords right here, and about 4,000, that's pretty good. These are tired landlords, about 4,000 with the high equity, with the filters that I have, that don't own a lot of property. Remember, tired landlords that own under 3 houses, that's a good one. They're self and maybe got some other properties. That's gonna be a good one too. We can also add on this base, maybe some tax delinquencies, a list of people that are not paying their taxes. 25,000, that's still a lot, but we're in a big market. Let's say we kind of change this example to like Fayetteville, North Carolina. This list of 25 is reduced to 1,000. And heck, even just doing that general big list I did, that seemed like it was insane, 60,000. In Fayetteville, North Carolina, that 60,000 list is now 7,000 in the smaller market. And so the list that I tell you today, they'll shift and they'll change. But a general list right here, if you can see here, of just residential property, built 2010 or earlier, at least 5 years ownership or more. Heck, if we want to get a little bigger here, we can kind of change it to 2015. We used to do 2010 when I was starting out. Reduce the estimated values and then equity. We can bump equity down to like 60 if we really want to. And then we're about 8,000 here, which is a pretty good direct mail list or a big texting or calling list to do. And this is probably one we are going to be going after hard. And if we want to niche it out right, you can do zombie properties, which are basically vacant pre-foreclosures. They don't have the list here on the API. Pre-probate's another good one, little quick 18. The only ones I would avoid here are on market, obviously. I don't like bank owned. Get rid of auctions here. Do not do free and clear. Bankruptcy, skip. Divorce, skip. Failed listings, skip. Senior owners. Some people love senior owners. I don't think going after people based on age is a nice thing, so I probably won't do that. But the rest are pretty much good to go. Liens are another really good one. Not a lot of people talk about. There's only 6 liens on here. I will tell you with PropStream, this is why I did want to pop it up. Their API for pulling this is probably not good here. Any software is not perfect with it too. So you have to pull the liens from the government office from there. And that's pretty standard for pulling a list with PropStream. Now, I will tell you here, if you are looking to skip trace, if you are going to use PropStream, for example, on this one in Fayetteville, let's say it's 8,000 people, probably costs you around 12 cents a record. So for 8,000, that's going to cost about 960 bucks. I would say you can do it. It's not a bad option. But if you did go use dmzach.com, for about 99 bucks, you can get 10,000 skip traces and a drawing for dollars app that they include too. And it's pretty much the same, if not better, skip tracing information and data. So I would say I would love for you to pull lists with PropStream and skip trace with dmzach.com because they're the best. Now, would I tell you PropStream is better than Deal Machine for pulling lists? I would say it does have the edge still. Still from my data and seeing so many other wholesalers even using it around the country, listrei.com just has an unfair advantage with the list pulling data quality. But with dmzach.com, the best bang for your buck for skip tracing quality, I'm going to say you should probably use that and save an extra 800 bucks. So guys, if you like PropStream, you like building lists on here, go to listrei.com to check it out and let me know in the comments what your favorite lists are for using PropStream. Guys, if you got any value from this video, do me a favor, make sure you smash the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you soon. This is Zach Ginn signing out. Have a blessed one.